You. Yeah. Shh. Yes, you. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my 5 top secrets when it comes to not feeling discouraged when you're homeschooling. Shh. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Hi friends, my name is Regina, Gina for short, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am a homeschool mom of 3 kids. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about 5 best kept secrets to help you to not get discouraged when it comes to homeschooling. This video is a collab with other homeschool moms here on YouTube, and they're going to be sharing with you their best kept secrets. And this is going to be a bit of a surprise to me because I'm not sure what they're going to be sharing. There is going to be a variety of topics of best kept secrets. So you might want to go check out that playlist that I'm going to be linking down below. I want to thank Rachel from 7 and All for putting this collab together. She is a wonderful homeschool mom here on YouTube. I've spoken about her on my channel before. I use the curriculum that she writes with my preschooler. So definitely go check her out if you haven't already. If you're a homeschool mom, you probably know who Rachel is. And if you don't, you should go check her out. And I just want to thank Rachel for being a light in this community. She is just, I've said this before, I think Rachel is just so sweet. And I really want to thank Rachel for always being so welcoming when it comes to the homeschool community. She was one of the first homeschool moms here on YouTube that just reached out to me, that was just so kind, that made me feel very welcome. And thank you, Rachel, for doing that, because you could feel kind of alone sometimes in this community, and you never know what other people are going through, and she's always just been so welcoming. So thank you so much, Rachel, for always being so welcoming, always being so kind. Thank you. I'm very blessed to know you. So let's get into this video. I'm going to be sharing with you all 5 tips that I have to help you not to get discouraged in your homeschool journey. Now, these are just my personal tips that have helped me, and I keep on telling myself these tips again and again and again because I do get caught up sometimes in this homeschool journey, and I feel like I'm never enough. And I just want to let you know that if you feel that way, you are enough, and you are doing an amazing job. And keep on doing what you're doing. Keep on enjoying the time with your kids. And you've got this, mama. I feel like I feel the best when I am close to God. If you don't know, I am Christian. I believe in God. One of my tips is to really have a personal time with God, to pray when you're feeling down. And one of the things that have helped me so much in my homeschool journey is having my homeschool mom Bible. I've spoken about this Bible before over on my Instagram. I've spoken about this Bible in my Christian bookstore haul, and I've had this Bible for years, since the beginning of my homeschool journey, actually, and it's helped me so much on my journey. It has 365 devotionals. It's made specifically for homeschool moms, and whenever I feel down, I really need God. I need to pray to him. I need to ask him for guidance. I need to ask him for patience. Man, I need patience, guys. I need a lot of patience. And I just ask him to really guide us in our homeschool journey. So whenever, my first tip is come to God, surrender to him, surrender your homeschool journey to him, because he will help you along the way. And it takes a lot of praying. It takes a lot of, kneeling at the cross. And whenever I feel down or I'm not as close to God, I feel like I feel it in my homeschool. That's definitely something that I try to incorporate into my homeschool journey. And when I'm feeling down, I always come to him. So I definitely recommend that you turn to Jesus and you give it all to him. My second tip for you is not to play the comparison game. And you're probably wondering, what do you mean by comparison game? Well, is that homeschool mom is so good at getting outside in nature. And this season of my life that I'm in right now, I can't do that. I'm a terrible homeschool mom because I don't do nature studies. Or you compare yourself to that mom that's in a bunch of co-ops and she always has other homeschool moms and hosts this and hosts that. I don't do that. I'm not a good homeschool mom, or so on and so forth. I think you understand where I'm getting here, is that we like to compare ourselves. We like to compare our homeschool to another mom. And guess what? Your homeschool will not look like my homeschool. And that is totally okay. You have your strengths and weaknesses. And guess what? I have my strengths and weaknesses. And just because a homeschool looks different from you, has a different schedule, does not mean that you're not succeeding or you're not a good homeschool mom. That just means that you are different. You have different needs. So do not play that comparison game, because that's definitely going to discourage you in your homeschool journey. And that is applied to your kids as well. Your kids' journey is not going to be like your fellow homeschool mom's kids' journey. Your kids' journey is going to be different. Your kids are going to have their strengths and weaknesses. Billy is reading when he's 3 years old, and your child isn't reading and started reading at 7, 8, 9, whatever it might be. Guess what? That is okay. It's okay for your child to be different. And that's the beauty of homeschooling. That is one of the reasons why we homeschool, is because we know our kids are different. They have different needs. Every parent, every family is different. So make sure not to play that comparison game, because that will definitely discourage you in your homeschool journey. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of that. In the beginning of my homeschool journey, I saw other homeschool moms on YouTube, and they've always said that, you know what? I finished at 12 p.m. and my day was so much better after I finished at 12 p.m. And guess what? I wanted to do that. So I kept on looking at the schedule. Okay, we have to be finished by 12, because if I don't finish by 12, guess what? My homeschool is not going to be great. I was playing the comparison game, and it wasn't that mom's fault. That worked for her. It's my fault that I was trying to mimic someone else's homeschool. And have I finished at 12 p.m. and felt great? Yes. But that's because the schedule really flowed very nicely that day. But I have a baby, I have a toddler. There are always interruptions. So sometimes I will not finish by 12 p.m. And guess what? That's okay. I find it that I don't even like looking at a clock. Because of the season of the life I'm in right now, I'm happy if we actually get our subjects done. Every family has a season where certain things work. So do not play the comparison game, because that will definitely discourage you. My third tip is give yourself grace. Give your kids grace. When you're starting your homeschool journey, or even throughout your homeschool journey, you're going to be hard on yourself. I feel like that's part of the process. We're very hard on ourselves. We want everything to be perfect. We want to do it all. That you want to be the perfect homeschool mom. But unfortunately, when you first start homeschooling, or even throughout your homeschool journey, you'll notice that, guess what? Some days you're not going to be able to have a squeaky clean home. And most days you won't, because you have kids around the home 24/7. Or some days you might be really hard on yourself because you felt like you didn't take really good care of yourself. You didn't work out that day. Give yourself grace. Give your kids grace. They will have bad days. Your kids, I'm talking to me now, because I feel like I'm going to watch this video and I'm going to tell it, see, Gina, you're telling yourself that you got to give yourself grace. And I have to tell myself that all the time. And I was speaking to my husband about it today, and he was like, we don't have really a good schedule going on. Like, we need to get a better schedule. And I'm like, honey, I'm giving myself grace right now. I cannot have a really good schedule. Lily is my schedule. That's my almost 1-year-old. I barely sleep. At this point, I'm lucky we're even having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm giving myself all the grace. Just give yourself grace. That's what I'm trying to say. Give yourself grace. Give your kids grace. Sometimes it's okay to say, you know what? Today, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to do any book work. We're going to go outside. Today's a PA day. And because we're having a bad day, guess what? We're going to turn this around. We're going to make it the best day ever. Just because you have 5, 10 minutes, an hour of a bad day does not have to ruin your day. I've had times like that where I ruined the whole day with my bad attitude, and it just ruins your day. So give yourself grace. Just be kind to yourself. I don't know the season of life you're going through. I don't know if our seasons of life are the same. Just remember, grace, guys. A lot of grace is involved in homeschooling. Tip number 4 is unrealistic routines and expectations. Sometimes we have very unrealistic routines and expectations, and you have this list of things that you want to get done in a day, and then you feel discouraged because you were only able to scratch out 1 or 2 items off that list. Sound familiar? That's me. I do that all the time. And I try to tell myself, look, you got to be realistic. For example, you set a schedule. You're like, by 8 a.m., I'm going to do this. By 9 a.m., I'm going to do that. 11 a.m., I'm going to do this. And then by 1 p.m., we're going to finish homeschooling. And sometimes in the season of life that you're in, you cannot meet those expectations. It's not realistic. So setting realistic goals is so important. I was watching Christy from One Blessed Mess, and she said that she writes down her list and then she checks off the list. And sometimes she gets 2 or 3 things done off that list and she feels so good. So I'm starting to do that, like just kind of writing down a list, and it does feel good. Even if I get 1 or 2 things done, I feel like I succeeded. It makes a lot of sense to put realistic expectations. And if your goals are realistic for that day, you won't feel discouraged, right? Establishing a realistic routine and expectations makes you succeed. And my last tip for you, if you're feeling discouraged in your homeschool journey, is make sure to find a community. A community is so important. And I know you're probably thinking, well, we're in the middle of a pandemic. How am I going to find a community? Luckily, we have a lot of communities online. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's Facebook. There's just so many outlets out there for you to feel part of a community. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not for me. Trust me when I say that I used to be that person. And I had no friends that homeschooled. I had no one to go to like that I actually knew. I had acquaintances and I sent them a couple of messages, like I remember in my beginning of my homeschool journey, but I was afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid. If you want someone to talk to, I'm on Instagram. Send me a message. Let's be friends, There's nothing wrong with reaching out and finding your tribe, even if they're online. I was talking to some homeschool moms this week on Instagram, and I asked them, can you pray for me? I'm having a hard time. And they're like, yes, we'll pray for you. And I felt those prayers, Sometimes you'll be surprised with the online community, these moms that you meet. They can bless you so much. And that's happened to me. Like, if it wasn't for the online community, honestly, I don't think I would be homeschooling right now. I think God uses certain moms, and I'm getting emotional right now is because honestly, I had no one to tell me, you're doing a good job, or specifically YouTube and Facebook. I didn't even have Instagram at the time when I started my homeschool journey. Just to be completely honest, Facebook groups really, really helped me. Just having moms answer questions and, talking to other moms, that really, really helped me. And then YouTube, just the certain moms that come into play is Jamie from Simply Living It, Christy from One Blessed Mess, and from Dina Pursuing Peace, and other homeschool moms. And there's so many. I remember because of those videos that I watched, I feel like I'm here homeschooling because of that. Really, there was times where I'm like, I'm gonna quit. I can't do this. I'm not meant to do this. I can't do this. Like, what am I doing? Should I put my kid back in public school? And I'm so happy I didn't, because I have this love for homeschooling now and I see the benefits of it. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I even thought about putting my child back in public school. So if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling lost in your journey, reach out, Don't feel shy, don't feel embarrassed. If you need prayers, reach out. I'm on Instagram. You can find me there. Send me a message. So find your community. I'm going into my 3rd year homeschooling now, 3 years. And the first year definitely is the hardest. It's where I doubted myself the most. It's where I'm like, whoa, am I going to be able to do this? But find your community, find, your tribe, find a mom that will pray for you. And I'm telling you right now, if you need a mom that will pray for you, I'm right here. So if you're feeling discouraged, if you feel like you are not enough, I'm here to tell you, you are enough. God gave you these children for you to raise, for you to educate. You are definitely enough. This is our biggest calling. These children are the biggest gift that God has given us. Trust me when I say that you are more than qualified. And I know this because God tells me. God told me. That's it. So if you're feeling discouraged today, give yourself grace. Find a community. This right here, set realistic expectations. And remember that your homeschool will not look like anyone else's homeschool, because it is unique, it is beautiful in its own way. So guys, that is the video. I hope this wasn't too long, because when I talk, I can talk. So I'm going to end this off here. Make sure to check out Rachel's channel. Make sure to check out the other homeschool moms channels. I'm sure you're going to love their top secrets that they're going to share with you. It's going to be awesome. If you like videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram, because I'm pretty active there. And I hope that this video encouraged you in some way. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.